Welcome to Wisdom by 30 Tea Session number 2. Just wanted to go ahead and get into some more questions with my readers. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting the book, supporting my vision, also and sharing it with your friends. I got a lot of views on my first video, so I'm excited. Anything over 50, I think, is just amazing, especially if it's your first time doing a platform like this. So I'm super grateful for you guys, and I thank you. I pray that you had an amazing Christmas. I pray that you were able to get some rest. I was able to, and watch some of these games that was on. Basketball was really in effect on Christmas Day, so I had fun watching that with some friends and my husband, and eating good, of course. Food is such a blessing. And so I just want to thank you guys for supporting the last video, and also continuing to support Wisdom by 30, because it has definitely been a journey, and it's been a blessing to be able to share it with you. So we have questions, as always. We have 3 questions that we're going to tackle today. And so if you have any questions, anything you want to share, you're welcome to send it to wisdomby30@gmail.com. And like I said before, I'll reply back to let you know that I received your questions, and if they're going to make it on the next video or the videos to come. Once again, I'll try to do a weekly video just to keep everyone engaged, and of course to keep my skills fresh, because I am new to all of this. But so far, it's been fun. It's been interesting to be able to do this. So enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and get into these questions. The first question is, do you think that moving into a new relationship too soon after a breakup automatically makes the other person a rebound? Or should you give it some time? All right. So let's answer this question in parts. So first of all, jumping into any relationship too soon can be pretty bad. It's like breaking up before you even start anything. And this is just my opinion. I believe that after every breakup, you should at least give yourself 6 months to breathe, to detox, to self-evaluate, to analyze the relationship, and be able to have a guide like, okay, when I do decide to date again, and that I won't make the same mistake twice or 3 times or 5 times or the 80th time, however many times it's been. But you definitely need a break. You absolutely need a break. And everything you do, you need a break. You have to rest. That's why God gave us 2 days on the weekend, so you can rest, because you work all week. But of course, some things require more time than others. But after a breakup, depending on what type of breakup it was, 6 months for me is the goal. I did personally, after one bad breakup, I gave myself a year, maybe 2 years to breathe and to just get some things in order, just to realize who I am in a relationship and who I should not be in a relationship. So, but the question also asks, does jumping into a relationship make the other person that you're getting in a relationship with a rebound? If you break up with somebody and it's only been a week or 2, I'm going to have to say, yep, that's a rebound. That's exactly what it is. That person is a rebound, because you haven't even given yourself a chance to even breathe from the other situation you just got out of. Like, yeah, it's just like, being on the basketball court. Oh, I lost the ball. Let me go back and get it in seconds so I can make this 3-pointer. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So, I would say, because I believe that 6 months is a good goal to give yourself a break after a relationship. Anybody that you end up with before that 6 months, they'll rebound. That's just my opinion. I'll have to say that. And you should definitely give it time. Absolutely give it time. And then if that person that wants to be in a relationship with you has been waiting in the shadows for you to break up with the other person, I would have to question their motive and why and what their thought process is. Because if they're willing to jump into something with you right away, it's more behind the story. For me, anyone who jumps from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, there's some type of codependency there. There's some type of something that you lack that you're searching for in all of these relationships. And unfortunately, codependency relationships always end up bad because those people always end up not realizing there's something in them that they need to seek God for to make them whole instead of seeking man. It's just not gonna work. I mean, there's just some things you just gotta get from God. Matter of fact, there's all things that you have to get from God. And trying to seek it from man is just not, it's temporary. It's not gonna work out. And that person is always going to disappoint you. They're gonna always disappoint you. Man, we are human. We are flesh. We are trying to be perfect, but we're not. So I always tell people, whatever pedestal you have me on, please take me off, because that disappointment piece is just terrible. But definitely give it some time. Definitely don't bounce from relationship to relationship. And if you find yourself doing that, then you really need to self-evaluate and be like, okay, I keep going from this person to this person to this person to this person. It's not a good look. It's something that you're lacking, child of God, that you really need to address. Because if you don't address it, it's going to be something that's going to be continuous throughout the rest of your life. So, that's my take on that. And once again, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. So, that's my thought process on that. The second question is, what is a deal breaker? Let's get into that. So, deal breaker is something that you absolutely oppose, and if it was to occur, then you are packing your stuff and you're leaving, never to return. So that's what a deal breaker is. You can have a deal breaker in relationship, marriage, friendships, with family, career-wise. Deal breakers should be definitely established. The marriage deal breaker for my husband and I is cheating. If one of us cross that line, we just know, I'm just going to go ahead and bow out gracefully. That was the deal breaker, so I'm just going to go to the left. But, and that's our thing. That's what we discuss as a deal breaker. Also, a deal breaker for me in a friendship is dishonesty, not being loyal, and lying. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because me as a friend, I am 130% in. And so if you do something that cross those lines, I will cut you off and not even think about it. You be cut off and you wouldn't even know it. I am the type of person who disappears but still has the same address, the same phone number, and I'm gone. I just can't. There's some things I just cannot do. Career-wise, I'm not going to stay with an employer that does not value me as I value myself. Now, granted, every employer is not perfect, and there are employers that, do value their employees. And then, of course, most of the time you find your major worth when you're an entrepreneur, because there's certain contracts you can get that you never thought you could. But in the meantime, while I'm working this 9 to 5, if I'm not valued as an employee, bye. I have no problem with exiting stage left, because I'm not here for it. So, but deal breakers should be established. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for how people treat us. And if people treat us like trash, that's because you've opened that door and given them that opportunity to. If you don't set standards, How they gonna know? They're just gonna keep doing whatever they do. But and it's funny because I have friends who won't cuss around me or who won't say certain things around me, and you're like, nope, can't do that around Shay. It's not gonna happen. And I'm not gonna lie, I have friends like that. I have friends and family like that too. Like my mom, it's just things I won't do around her because there's a level of respect there, and I know that it's a fine line. So we could be laughing it up, kikiing it up, girlfriends and everything, but at the end of the day, she's my mom, and there's a level of respect that I should have for her. And just in any other situation, you are responsible for how people treat you. So get into that. So question number 3 is, what is a best practice before jumping into another relationship? And this one kind of correlates with question number 1. Once again, self-evaluation. That's the best practice for me. We don't know ourselves, and we are constantly getting to know ourselves. The things that we used to like, we don't like no more. Like when I was little, I used to eat Pizza Hut, Meat Lovers Pizza, all the time. Any given moment, any given day. That was my jump off. I want nothing but meat, all kinds of meat on my pizza. That's just the bottom line. Now, I only eat chicken and spinach and cheese. And some days, most of the days, just cheese pizza. So, the things I used to like, I don't like anymore. Why? Because I don't eat pork anymore. I just stopped eating pork one day. It was like, I'm just not going to do it. So I haven't eaten pork in like over almost 10 years. So you change. You just have to, and don't feel bad for changing. Don't let people make you feel bad for changing. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to move forward. You're supposed to leave the old stuff behind. Like the things that used to get you through back then, they don't work now. Things are always, one thing that's constant in life, and you're going to always hear it, is change. Get over it. You're going to change. You may like pink polish today, but hate it tomorrow. That's life. That's just how it is. Some things just don't work no more, and what don't work, gotta go. Bye. So self-evaluation is a best practice before jumping into another relationship. My biggest thing was when I was dating the same type of person, just with different faces. And that was because there was something in me that was attracting these people. And not saying that everybody is bad. There is good in some people, but there are opportunists. There are people who will take advantage of you being naive, of you not knowing your self-worth. And I said this the other day to a friend, just like God knows your future and he knows the plans that he has for your life, the enemy knows it as well. And he can peek into your future and see how great you about to be set up for these blessings. And so some of those people, they're opportunists. They'll see how great you are and they'll see your worth and know that you're going up and take advantage of it. Like, oh, she just don't know no better. Oh, he don't know no better, so I'm just ride this wave. No, because that's hindering my growth, and it's also taking me to a whole nother place that I shouldn't even be in. Self-evaluation will take you to a whole nother level and will give you a whole nother level of clarity that is just refreshing. Now, let me say that self-evaluation is it's eye-opening, but it also hurts. It does, because it requires you to be your critic, your own critic. And so some of those things that you see, like I know for me, I was like, I'm really having issues with forgiveness, or I'm really having issues with this thing or that thing. And it hurts for the moment because you're like, dang, why didn't I see this before? Because you only see what you want to see. Sometimes the truth hurts, bottom line. The truth hurts. It does. But you have to get over that in order to grow. And it's a growing pain that's needed. So if you're not ready to self-evaluate, then stay in the mess you're in. keep dating these crazy people and these jokers that's going to keep using you and abusing you and tearing down who you are and who you're supposed to be, or put your big pants on, suck it up, with your tears falling, get you some good Kleenex and keep it moving. But it's important that you just self-evaluate in all aspects of your life, especially when it comes to relationships. You'll cut out a whole lot of unnecessary obstacles if you just sit down and evaluate. And you have to get clarity from God, because who else knows you better besides Him? He's your creator. God is your creator. Who else knows you better than Him? So get into Him, which means getting into yourself and being able to see like, oh, I almost went down that road. But no, I'm smarter now, so I'm not going to do that. So, and that's at every age. You can be the oldest thing in the world with so much wisdom, but self-evaluation is still a great thing. I don't think there's an expiration date on self-evaluation. And you could be young too. It's great. The younger the better. Self-evaluation is always great. Always great. But jumping into one relationship into another is just not a good idea without self-evaluating first. So make sure you do that. Make sure you get into you. And also, in your single life, take yourself out. And what I mean by that is go to the movies, go to dinner, go have fun at concerts, go do all of that stuff, because you'll begin to like you. And you'll begin to set a standard on how you want to be treated when the right person comes along. So when you get into that relationship, that person is going to want to take you to the movies. It's going to want to take you out, take you on a cruise, take you all these places. Even though you've done it yourself, now you can enjoy the luxury of having somebody else who actually wants to do it for you, because they saw how you took care of yourself while you were single. It's not a bad thing to take yourself to Applebee's. It's not a bad thing to take yourself to the drive-in. Because what you won't do for yourself, nobody else is going to do. And if you don't like you, it's kind of hard to convince somebody else to like you. That's just oxymoronic. It's not going to work. So self-evaluation and liking you is very important before jumping into another relationship or jumping into anything for that matter. It just brings so much clarity. So those were our 3 questions for today. And this is our second video, Tea Session Part 2. Once again, if you have any other questions or any comments, please send them to wisdomby30@gmail.com, and I will definitely reply. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as you enjoyed the other one. As always, comment, like, share. Also with the books, thank you for supporting the book. If you buy the paperback right now, you're able to gift the digital copy for $2.99 to anybody. So all you have to do is have a valid email address for them, and they'll get a copy of the book as well. So once again, I'm grateful. I'm going to always say thank you for supporting me, especially in this new video world that I'm doing, and this journey of Wisdom by 30 and me sharing it. It was tough to get it out. So now that it's out, I'm actually just going with the flow and actually enjoying it. So I pray that you have an amazing New Year's Eve celebration and New Year's Day. And so I'll see you in 2018. It's been great to share 2017 this in with you guys. And so I pray that you're continuously blessed in everything. And I pray that you have the courage to share your testimony and get your dreams and visions out there too. So peace and light. See you next year.